So the deadline has come and gone, yet still Harry and Meghan can't tell us if they're going to turn up to his father's coronation. Why?
Well, listen, it's not just us poor souls like you and me who are talking about it all the time, it seems, but spare a thought for the organisers, because they are the ones who have got the planning to contend with, and it's all being delayed because of Harry and Meghan. Now, I understand Harry and Meghan have still made no decision whether they will travel. The April the 3rd date for the RSVP has come and gone, and yet we still don't know whether they're going to be attending. They're keeping everybody watching and waiting, and we must wonder what on earth they're waiting for, because all the RSVPs are in, all the arrangements are being made, and we still don't know what they're doing. So maybe there's some horse trading in the background, who knows?
We know if the Prime Minister of Canada, the Governor General of Australia, the President of Ghana is going or not. So at what point does King Charles have to turn around and say, okay, we've played this your way for long enough, we're going to pull the invitation?
Well, you know what? I don't think that will happen. I think they'll be given a bit of a leeway, but definitely people at the palace are exasperated about this situation. They've been dealing with Harry and Meghan now for a couple of years, who left the royal family. They got what they wanted. They've gone and earned millions and millions of dollars at the expense of all the members of the royal family. And here we are waiting and watching to see what they will do. Now, who knows what Harry wants? Does he want a sort of front and centre role? Does he want to be seated right up the top with the king and the rest of the family? Who knows what the big issues are? But certainly we know that they still haven't decided, and it really is going up to the wire now.
Now, give us an idea about just how high up did the conversation go about maybe reducing them completely, not just out of the royal working royals, but maybe stripping them of titles too.
Well, this is interesting. A new book emerged this week and talking about these conversations that were being had of stripping them of their titles. Now, the understanding is that it wasn't necessarily being had by the senior royals, including Her late Majesty, although they were pretty miffed about the way that Harry had gone about trying to leave the royal family, and then of course handing in his notice. But the conversations were being held seriously by senior aides at the palace. They were, absolutely incensed of how Harry had gone about his business and the turmoil that this had put on the Queen in her final years. And I think, that strain could not be underestimated, and really did take a huge, huge effect on her.
Also, pretty offensive stuff that seems to have been said again behind the scenes when Meghan simply responded to the Queen, "I've got Harry." What's all this about?
Well, again, this new book that's come out, certain details about the fact of how Meghan and Harry went across their handing in their notice, how they wanted to leave the royal family after demanding to have an half in, half out situation that they said would have been workable. I memean, it's astonishing to see how that could have ever worked, really, because here they are doing Netflix deals, Oprah Winfrey deals. Harry's had his book that he's millions and millions of dollars for. And I think it tells you a bit of the fractiousness, that there was a bit of needle between the two camps right from the off. And it really did end up with Harry and Meghan sort of going their own way, and the rest is history, I suppose.
And then at the complete other end of things, when it comes to being all class, Kate Middleton talked, or apparently we're starting to get some insight into just how difficult it was in those moments when the world was watching the days after the Queen passed.
Well, very interesting. I think, we all saw at that moment in the days after the late Queen had passed, that situation where Harry and Meghan, Kate and William appeared up the long walk in Windsor to thank the well-wishers, to have a look at some of the floral tributes that had been left. And it really was a sight to behold. We didn't think we'd see the former Fab Four, as they used to be known, walking hand in hand once again. But as we now know, it was an illusion. And I think this tells you how much they put aside their differences. But Kate saying to people close to her that it was one of the hardest things she had to do. And it's no wonder, is it? Because Harry and Meghan have sort of been railing against their treatment, railing against the royals for so long. And this is coming off the back of some pretty tiresome interviews, I'd say, for the rest of the royals. And like you said, William and Kate putting their head and shoulders above the rest and trying to get on with the thing that matters, and that's duty, I suppose.
Well, the ultimate sign of respect for the late Queen, and also what all of the monarchy is about. Just finally, of all of the little details that we're starting to learn about the coronation in Australia, we hear about things like the gold carriage and the procession routes and all the rest of it. Is there a little detail that has got your heart aflutter, something that you're really looking forward to seeing?
Well, I love the pomp and pageantry that goes with it. At the end of the day, it's still a man in a big crown and riding in a gold carriage. But, when the military is out on force, I think we are the envy of the world. And like we saw at the late Queen's funeral, it really is a sight to behold. We're going to get another big balcony moment, but it's not about the players, it's about the people who are taking part. And I love to see the ordinary heroes that have been really affecting our communities, and of course the armed services who will be celebrated on that day. So can't wait to see that.
Yeah, bloody oath. Looking forward to your reporting between now and then in the Mirror, mate. Thank you.
Cheers, mate.